nobody else but God. That's all we need, you understand what I'm saying? Everybody else is sour, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, family, turn your back on you, everything, you know what I'm talking about? But you know one thing, you got a soldier like me, I'm gonna stay solid, baby, to the bone, bro, so you know me. You understand what I'm saying? Off the top.
I don't need the flowers, I'm living. First time I seen $1 million, I squinted. Bro, give me a pack to help me hustle. Came a long way from the project buildings. That's where Granny went when she left Louisiana, trying to dodge Jim Crow. But you can't escape the master stained glass windows. Have a vision from the past. I'm probably finna.
What it do, fellas? So we're in the final 3 weeks of the season, and then it's time for playoffs. Week 15 recap, week 16 predictions. Let's go. First off, the weekly player of the week 15 in the AFC. The AFC offensive player of the week was Mahomes, 25 of 30 for 296. Threw for 6 passing TDs. The Chiefs, like I said, man, the Chiefs have definitely caught their swag at the right time. Everybody's gelling. The offense, he's putting up a lot of points. The defense has been playing good. He had a slow start, but he's been off to the races ever since. And the defensive player of the week was the Colts. The defensive tackle, 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and he recovered 2 of them. So he definitely got his hands on the mix in that one. In the NFC offensive player of the week, we got Panthers, Bryce Young, 14 to 24, 326 yards, 5 passing TDs, 1 pick, 1 sack, ran for 27 yards. And the NFC defensive player of the week is Bynum from the Vikings, 4 tackles, 4 picks, and 1 TD. And those are your week 15 players of the week. Let's peek into that MVP race now, see what the MVP race looking like. Now this week, Pat Mahomes took over the number 1 spot. It's varying week to week. It's changing. It's musical chairs over here. Right now, Pat Mahomes is the MVP leader, followed by Lamar, simply LaMarvelous. He's number 2. Dak Prescott of the Cowboys is number 3. 4, the Fields of the Steelers. He's 4th. Last time I checked this MVP race, I think Fields was number 1. Bryce Young of the Panthers is 5th. And then after that, you got the next 5 going through 10. You got Worthy, Hurts of the Eagles, Flowers of the Ravens, Tua, and the Texas running back, Pierce. Those are your MVP candidates. Coach of the year right now, you got Dolphins, McDaniel, Panthers. I think Panthers still should be number 1, but he now dropped to number 2. Tomlin is number 3. Ravens, Bap is number 4. Andy Reid of the Chiefs is number 5. That's your MVP race. Let's take a look at these standings right now. It's coming down to the end for quite a couple of divisions. Over here in the AFC North, you got the Steelers at 13-2. You got the Ravens at 13-2. Guess what? These 2 teams played today. The second time they played for the season. This time the Ravens got a little payback from what the Steelers did to him the first time around. And my, oh my, has things changed. When you looked up, once upon a time, you seen that the Steelers had Dunkin' Donut in that loss column. They've lost their last 2 games, and they are now tied for first with the Ravens. I tell you, one thing about football in these seasons, anything can change the blink of an eye. One week, you can be looking like this, and next week, you find yourself in a different position. The Steelers, I don't want to say it, but are they getting cold at the wrong time? They've been hot all season, putting up points after points after points against everybody. But they lost their last 2 games. It was 2 tough opponents. It was the Eagles, the Ravens, and then he has to play Kansas City coming up too. Steelers going to have to get it back on track, not to make the playoffs, of course. They end the playoffs, but they got to get back on track, because the last thing you want to do is go into the playoffs not feeling the same way that you was feeling at the beginning of the season. Like I say, these being long season, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But Steelers and Ravens is coming down to these 2 to the end. Steelers play the Chiefs this next game. That's going to be a game. That's going to be a game to watch. Much more on the line for the Steelers than Chiefs. I don't know who the Ravens play, but I know the Steelers definitely got their hands full. AFC South, we got the Texans at 11-4, Jags at 9-5. The Texans, he lost 2 in a row. Remember, the Texans was right there, number 2 seed, pound for pound, right there with the Steelers all year. You play the Texans. Interesting game. Big time games coming up. This game is big for the Texans as well. They only got a 1-game lead over the Jags. As you know, all season long, the power rankings, it was the Steelers and Texans every week. 1-2, 1-2, Steelers and Texans. Steelers and Texans now both have lost 2 in a row. Once again, I'll say it for the final time. Well, it's not the final time, but I'm going to say it again. It is not how you start. It's how you what? It's how you finish. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Again, these 2 teams are both in the playoffs, but I kid you not. You do not want to go into the playoffs not holding your same ground like you once was. Texas is going to have to turn things around. They got a big game coming up against the Ravens. That's another big game coming up. That's going to decide a lot. I'm here for it. The Jags sitting right there at 9-5. I'm pretty sure they got a tough game coming up, but if I'm not mistaken, I know one thing. They're going to have to play the Texans, I believe, one of those final weeks. That's going to be the game to determine everything, in my opinion. Over here in the AFC East, we got the Dolphins, who still 14-1, 12-game win streak. They've been doing big things. The Jets lost his last 3 games. It felt like it was a lot more than that. The Jets, once upon a time, was doing great. They were sitting right there with the Dolphins as 1-2 in the division. They're still 1-2, but that 8-6 not looking too clean right now. We're gonna check that. That playoff race and see what's going on. But Dolphins ran away with this division. AFC West, you got the Chiefs, 12-game win streak, 13-2. Like I said, the Chiefs is one of the hottest teams right now in the league. As you can see, them and the Dolphins both have 12-game win streaks. This division is wrapped up with a bow on it. NFC North, you got the Lions at 10-5. You got the Vikings at 10-6. I told you, put some respect on the Vikings' name. You look up, you see the Lions got a 4-game win streak. You see the Vikings got a 4-game win streak. The Bears, they was 8-5. They lost their last 2. They are now 8-7, 1 game under 500. This is not the time. This is not the time to be putting up losing streaks. You know, but I got to give the Vikings his props, man. The Vikings, I'm really happy to see him in this position because Chevy's another one of them guys that lose more than he win. But I'm always excited to see guys like this bounce back and play much better than what they've been playing. So shout out to the Vikings, man. I'm rooting for the Vikings, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure he might have to play the Lions one more time. Not certain, but we'll find out what's going on with that. But 3-man race right now, but the Bears, I think, is over. So I'm going to say 2-man race. The Bears not going to win this division. It's going to come down to the Lions and Vikings. NFC South, you got the Panthers sitting at Carolina Blue Mo, 3-game win streak, 10-4. Then you got the Dragons, D3. He got a 4-game win streak. He's sitting at 10-4. As you can see right now, it look like the Panthers got the tiebreaker over the Dragons. I'm pretty sure they're going to have to play one more time. It's going to come down to the end for this division as well between those 2 teams. The Falcons 8-6. They still got a shot to make the playoffs as a wild card, but they're going to have to win out. 7 losses is not going to cut it. Over here in the NFC East, we got the Eagles at 10-5. We got the Cowboys at 9-5. These 2 teams right there, neck and neck for that division race. We'll find out and see how this thing shake out. Guess what? Eagles and Cowboys got to play one more time for the season over. Matter of fact, Eagles and Cowboys play next week. That's going to be a very big game. Eagles won the first matchup of that one. NFC West, you got the Seahawks at 11-4. 49ers at 10-5. 49ers got the tiebreaker over the Seahawks. He swept the Seahawks this year, but still can't seem to get help from anybody else except this time around that the Seahawks just played. The Seahawks just lost, but there's still 1 game out. But it seems like every time the Seahawks lose, the 49ers lose. The second time this season, both of these teams lost the same week. The 49ers had several chances to gain first place in that division. They cannot seem to get it done. But they're not going to play anymore, so the 49ers is going to need another loss to come the Seahawks' way. But two-man race in this division as well. So as you can see, pretty much every division looking like it's coming down to the wire of the division crown. Now, that's what you call comp. That's what you call people playing. You know what I'm saying? Like even people like the Vikings and them teams that you look at and you wouldn't have paid no mind. They're sitting right there with Corlals, blow for blow. So I'm real excited to see that. We're gonna go to week 15 recap, and to kick it off with that, we got the Dragons win against the Commanders. Orlando won 24-6. Orlando, like I said, he's right there with the Panthers, trying to get that division title. He handled his business against Washington. Then we had Ravens and Giants. This was a nail biter. Ravens won 16-13 over the Giants. Like I say, the Giants, one of them teams that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt somebody during this stretch of the season, because Giant season is over, but he's still playing. You know what I mean? So you got to give people credit for that, man, because he could easily just say take the win. You know, he looking for a good draft pick, but Giants said, you know what? We need the reps. We coming out. We playing. He almost pulled it off. Good effort. Good defense for both teams, but the Ravens scraped by and won that one. Then we had Panthers and Cowboys. Panthers won this one 42-30. Like I said, Panthers been a dangerous team all season long. Once again, they proved that with a huge win over the Cowboys. Then we had Jags and Jets. Jags defeated the Jets 44-33. The Jets look like they picked the wrong time of the year to be coming up cold. I believe he still got a shot to make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure he got 6 losses, but man, I think the Jets gonna have to win their last 2 and hope for some help. But great win for the Jags, who only 1 game behind the Texans. Dolphins and Texans. This was the game that, this is the game right here that put the Dolphins in first place in the power rankings. This is a big time win over them Texans on the road. Then we had Colts and Broncos. Colts won this one 62-24. Blew the doors off of Broncos. Colts is on the road. They got the job done. Then we had Eagles and Steelers. Eagles gave the Steelers their first loss of the season. I think what I'm most impressed with this game for myself was the defense. Pittsburgh averaged 50 points. They've been averaging 50 points. You think I'm lying? All you had to do is go check it. They was averaging 50 points. They was putting up 50 and better pretty much in everybody that they played. For us to shut them down to 26, and they got this 26 late in the game. You know, we was definitely playing stifling defense. So I think that's what I'm most happy about that game. But that was a great win, big time win for the Eagles. Seahawks and Packers. Seahawks won this one 35-14 over the Packers. Seahawks took care of business at home. Then we had Vikings and Bears. This is a very big win right here for the Vikings. Crushing loss for the Bears. Like I say, man, Vikings been playing good ball. You know what I'm saying? Good ball for the Vikings. They one of them teams that, like I say, always struggle, always was losing more than they win, always under 500. I'm happy to see him be in the position that he's currently in right now. Great win for the Vikings. Next up, current week 16, we got Browns and Bengals. Both of these teams' season is over, but if they play, I'll take the Bengals and upset in this one. I'll go Bengals over the Browns, 31-27. Texans and Chiefs. Chiefs blew the Texans out. Very, very impressed with this win by the Chiefs. He blew Texans out. I haven't seen the Texans blown out like this in a very long time. It's a great win for the Chiefs, man. Chiefs got something to say over there in the AFC. These playoff matchups going to be very interesting because this thing's going to go a lot of different ways in either conferences. But good win for the Chiefs. And with this, the Texans now drop their last 2 games. Then we had Ravens and Steelers. This was a big-time game right here. Ravens got some revenge against the Steelers. Steelers blew the Ravens out a few weeks ago. Ravens didn't quite blow them out, but at the same time, still won by 12. Very good win for the Ravens. Much needed win for the Ravens. Let's be honest. If the Ravens would have lost this game, this season, the division was the Steelers. But being that the Ravens won, this division now can go either way. Steelers find themselves in a position that they probably didn't think they would be in after being undefeated for so long. But after they dropped their last 2, they are now tied for first and can easily be a wild card team. Now, ain't that something? You go all season long, dominating everyone, first place, power rankings every week, to end up as a wild card at the end of the season. Man, oh man, you gotta love it. You gotta love these leagues, man. The competition level is through the roof. You know, you gotta love it. You gotta respect it, and that's what we come here and that's what we compete for. Giants and Falcons. Listen, Falcons need this game in a major way. He's fighting for his wild card life. But I got to be honest with you, it's going to be hard to win this game over the Giants, because the Giants is not who the Giants record is. That is not the person who record it is. And if you don't believe me, you'll find out. Come next season when you see the Giants get a fresh start. If this game get played, honestly speaking, I'm going with the Giants to win this. I'm going to take the Giants in an upset. And I'm saying upset because Falcons got the better record. Falcons got a lot to play for. Giants shouldn't win this game, but I think he is if it gets played. I'm going to take G-Men over the Falcons if it get played 24-20. Next, we got Bills, who gets the win. Lions and Bears. Man, ugly loss for the Bears. It's the second time that the Bears been blunting like this to the Lions. Safe to say, the Lions has his number. The unfortunate news for the Bears is not that it happened twice, but it happened twice because they're in the same division. So this means they're going to be playing twice every year. Lions ain't going nowhere. Before the Bears even think about anything else, he's going to have to face this juggernaut that's in his division come next season as well, because neither games were close. The Bears scored more points this time around, but man, the score is just as bad as it was the first time around. Lions took care of business in this one over the Bears. Titans and Colts. Colts get forced win. Jets get a much needed forced win. Eagles and Commanders played a little while ago. Eagles defense dominated in this one. Got about 2 pick six. We've been playing good ball lately. You know what I'm saying? We're playing good ball lately, but we still got work to do. You know what I mean? But it was a good win over our division rival. This game is currently underway. This is a must win for the Cardinals. He already got 7 losses. He probably still got a little shot, but I tell you one thing, if he loses this game, season done. You know what I mean? You could just go ahead and book that Cancun ticket. I'm going with the Panthers, man. I'm going with the Panthers. But the Cardinals, sometimes he pull off sneaky little upsets. But I don't know, man. The Panthers, he's been playing consistent good ball all year. How can I not take the Panthers in this position? And they're at home. Give me the Panthers over the Cardinals, 31-21. Next, we got Broncos and Chargers. Oh, you just won? Yeah, see? I don't know what the score was, but I figured that. I figured the Panthers would take care of business. Panthers been pulling them out, man, left and right. You line them up. He's been knocking them down. Broncos and Chargers, this game might not even get played, but if it get played, I'll go 45-35. I had 10-point victory. I just had lower points. I had you 31-21, but you actually won 45-35. I'd be pretty accurate with these predictions, bro. I had picked you to win by 10 and you won by 10. Just different score. If this game get played, I'll go with the Broncos been horrible this year. Chargers, they was playing good once upon a time, but they just fell off. But I'll take the Chargers. They're at home. I'll see how that one go. I'll take Chargers to win over the Broncos, 31-28. Vikings and Seahawks. Big time win for the Vikings over the Seahawks. See what I'm saying about the Vikings? I just got through telling you about Chev. I said Chev's one of them guys that, I like to see him competing the way he competing. Shout out to you, Vikings. Shout out to the Vikings. Shout out to the Panthers. Like I say, man, those type of guys, you can't help but be happy and root for. Me being the commissioner of the league, that's the type of things that I love to see. I like to see the guys that struggle but stay with it and get better and let their game speak for itself. Shout out to you guys, man. Both of y'all guys is on one. Big win for the Vikings over the Seahawks. I definitely would have took the Seahawks to win this one, but I would have kept it close because I would have gave the Vikings respect because he's earned it. He's been playing solid all season. I wouldn't have took the Vikings to win, so this is an upset win. Great win for this Vikings team, and they needed this win in a major way. They are still fighting for that division with the Lions. The question is, do they play the Lions again? But they're only one game out from getting in first in that division. So, Vikings, man, you earned it. You know what I mean? You playing good ball. So, if you listen to this and you smiling right now, ear to ear, smile away, bro. You deserve it. Jags and Raiders. I'll take the Jags to win this. Raiders, they've been losing by major points every game. Jags has a lot to play for. He still has a chance, believe it or not, to still come in first in that division. But Yeah, I'm going to take the Jags. I got the Jags over the Raiders. I'm going to say 47-17. Dolphins and Niners. This game was played earlier. I didn't get a chance to check this out, but this game was close. Like it came down to the wire. Not sure if the Dolphins won with a walk-off field goal or they just pulled it out in the end and did what they needed to do. Either way, big win for the Dolphins. Big loss for the 49ers because the Seahawks lost. So if the 49ers would have won this week, 49ers would have took over first place in that division, but the 49ers lost, so he's still one game out. He needs for another team to hand the Seahawks a loss, and he needs to win. But good game right here. Very good game. Bucks and Cowboys. Cowboys gets the win. Dragons and Packers. Third world going against Awesome BS. Awesome BS season is done. He got a chance to come in to hand the Dragons a major loss in this one. But I'm going to take the Dragons to win this. I don't think he's going to come in and play no games. He know what's at stake here. He can't afford to lose a game right about now to a team that has nothing to play for. But I'll take the Dragons to win this. I'm going to say 32-20. 32-20 Drags over the Packers. And we here, y'all. We pretty much getting down to it. You know what I mean? We get down to it. This is the playoff picture right now. I stand corrected in the AFC. The Jets are the 7th seed right now. So if the Jets are 7th seed, Jags 6th seed, let me go see something real quick. Let me just check this out. Let me see who's trailing the Jets. Who's right there with the Jets, waiting for the Jets to puff up another loss. The Jets is 7th seed with six losses. The Jazz got 5 losses, but the Jets 7th seed. Jets got to worry about the Colts. The Colts is 7-7. Well, I think it's going to be out of those two teams, out of Jets and Colts. Man, look how the Colts put themselves in a position to sneak in the playoffs. The Jets lost 3 in a row. The Colts won 3 in a row. Because of that, the Colts is 1 game out. Like I said, the Jets is starting to humble at the wrong time. Over here in the NFC right now, I know the number 7 seed is the Cowboys with 5 losses. The Vikings is right there with 6 losses. The Falcons got 6 losses. The Bears got 7 losses. 7 losses ain't gonna cut it. I think 6 is the match. 6 is the max for that wild card spot. But yeah, as you can see, this is the playoff race over here in the NFC. So interesting last few weeks of the season. This is it. It's go time now. It's time to pull out the schemes and get it done. The objective is to get in. So we'll see what happens. But if the playoffs end, if the season ends today, these would be your playoff matchups. Over here in the AFC, you would have the Steelers against the Jets. You would have the Dolphins. The Dolphins, the Dolphins is number 1 seed. They would have the bye. Oh, pardon me. Then you got the Chiefs, number 3 seed, will go against the Jags, and the Texans will go against the Ravens. These two play next week too, so this will be a playoff rematch. Over the NFC, the Panthers is the number 1 seed right now. And the Seahawks and Cowboys would be the first round matchup. The Lions and Niners and Eagles and Drags. So this would be your playoff matchups. So let's see how this thing shake out. I'll see y'all on the next 5th. I'm out.